Click, click, click. It said we live, baby. Y'all pull up on YouTube. Look, the market still going up. Said forget your stop, punk. I mean, forget your fair value gap, punk. Y'all pull up on YouTube, man. First cousin over there. First cousin over there. That ain't what I'm doing. First cousin over there. Say I'm here. Say that. Who that pulled up? Okay. Here. Y'all, let's get into it, man. Let me share my screen and we gonna get right into it, man. Y'all share this out with the cousins. Tell them to pull up. Tell them to pull up. If y'all can hear me all right, man. What's happening, Kashaya? If y'all can hear me all right, put a one in the chat, man. I be going back and checking out my what's nice sometimes. Sometimes the mic be like crazy loud, and sometimes the mic be low. So if my mic sound nice, check one. If my mic sound nice, put a one in the chat for me. Okay then. All right, man. What we talking about today? Y'all already know. If you was on the live earlier, I asked if y'all wanted to talk about this right here. Y'all said yeah. Y'all said do both on. Y'all said do all on. So all right, what y'all want to get into first? I'm gonna let y'all pick. If y'all want to get into the trade breakdown that I did yesterday, put a one in the chat. If y'all want to get into the spot outlook first, put a two in the chat. You know what I'm saying? While I get my stuff together. One, what up, Lex? Lex, did you go into the office today? Okay, I see a couple ones. Are them ones, Kashaya, for the volume or them ones for the trade breakdown? I see a bunch of ones. So I'm assuming that I should have did that different because I forgot I said put one in the chat for the volume. I forgot I said put one in the chat for the volume. I'm assuming. Yeah, you ain't got no job, Tommy. You ain't got no job, Tommy. All right, let me share my screen. Hey, y'all seen Mark and Jolene using Stream last night? Y'all seen they using Stream Lab? Uh, do that do that mean that I put them on the Stream Labs? I can't, I ain't trying to take no credit for that. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like they was on Zoom doing Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Then the Spider Gang started doing the thing on Streamlabs. You know what I'm saying? Cause I got it from these fancy schmancy people. You feel me? And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? We just we on. We see Streamlabs, and you know what I'm saying? Did I do something? Did I influence that? Hey man, let's get into it, man. Let me start wilding. Hey, um, as y'all can see, this was today. This was from today. Let me get my mic cord out of the way. My mic cord all in my way. Let me tuck this up under my tablet because I'm not using that right there. Okay, y'all can see from earlier today, the the ES said, man, forget your fair value gap, punk, and took off. And I started to take a trade right here. Start taking a trade right here where I got that line at. But I was like, you know what? It's quad witch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it's gonna be acting. Cause last night I even text Lex. I text Lex. I was trying to buy the ES up from right here at 4161. Right there where that line is. I was trying to buy the ES up last. That's what I green box down there. I put this green box down, and as you can see, overnight, this is as low as we came overnight. And then it got close to the box as we got close to the open. But I was trying to buy it up from right here. I had an order set in all night to buy it from 4161 to take it up to the top side, and it never came that low. You know what I'm saying? It stopped right here. It stopped right here, a little bit below, well, a little bit at this counter right here. So it took off on me from last night, and then so this morning I was trying to take it from this fair value gap right here. This is a fair value gap that I marked on on a 15-minute. I got it on the 5-minute chart right now. I marked that on the field. See, I marked that on a 15-minute right there. That fair value gap. Once the market opened, market went up. Said, forget your fair value gap, punk. Pew, took off. And the reason why I started to take one right here, this line right here, I'm gonna get into the trade I took yesterday. I just like talking. Right. The reason why I was gonna take a trade where I got this line right here, because if you notice yesterday when we made our top for yesterday, we sold down, right? And we had a fair value gap right here. We had a fair value gap right here. When we sold back up to that fair value gap, we broke this high right here. You know what I'm saying? We broke this high right here, and we broke that high, but we broke this high right here, right? And then we came back down, right? So once we broke this high today, I was looking to maybe take an options trade off of this level right here. But like I said, it was quad witch. It didn't come back as deep as I wanted to come back down. So I just left it alone. In hindsight, yeah, it would have been a good entry. I could see that it would have been a good entry. And the reason why I took it off, was going to take it off that, is because we made this intermediate high right there. And you know what I'm saying? From the stuff I learned from ICT, I call that an intermediate high because it came back and filled in this fair value gap right here. See what I'm saying? We made a high, right? We sold down, made a fair value gap, right? And then we came back to that fair value gap and filled it on the 15-minute. This right here makes that an intermediate high because it filled in a gap. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I learned from ICT. And then, like, if your trend is intact, right? If the downtrend was intact, this this intermediate high shouldn't get broke. But since that intermediate high got broke, you know what I'm saying? That's why I had the line there. So I could say, okay, boom, once it break this, once it trades back into this high, that's when I'm going. You know what I'm saying? If it didn't, if it don't give me a fair value gap nowhere over here, and then it trade back into this high, that's when I'm going. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of similar to like how Lex got the melting butter and rising bread. Once you break that high or break that low, you know what I'm saying? When you trade back into that higher low, that's when you go long or short. It's similar to that, but that's the reason why I was looking at that. But Tim, stop running your mouth and let's get into what the people really want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Philip caught 440 sell down to the overnight high. Okay, then that's what's up, man. Y'all clap it up for Philip, man. Caught a 44.7 sell down to the overnight high. Y'all clap it up for Philip, man. I can't hear y'all clapping. Clap it up, man. Clap it up for Philip, man. Clap it up. Put some clap emojis or something in there so I can hear you clapping. All right, let me find yesterday and then mark this up. I be clearing my marks off every night, so I got to go back through and find yesterday. Let me see. Oh, y'all know a dope thing that I learned on Ninja Trader? It's a shortcut. If you press Control, Alt, and Z, boom. You see how that turned into like a crosshairs? That turned so you can zoom in on the spot. Boom, like that right there. And then you hit Control, Alt, O, and it pop it back out. So Control, Alt, Z, turn to crosshairs, and then it lets you zoom in on a certain area. Then Control, Alt, O. I was bored one night, and I started looking through the hotkeys. Now I was like, hey, I can use that hotkey. Okay, what was yesterday? The 17th? Okay, let's zoom in on the 17th. I got it on hourly candles. So yesterday was the 17th. All right. Let me find. I'm just gonna find 9:30. I'm gonna put some marks on here to find 9:30. I ain't gonna try to. If you get the right line, Tim. Let me find 9:30 so I can. I probably should have had this set up already before I came in here. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tush? Just gonna set this at 9:30 so I know exactly when the market open. Then I don't be getting lost. You feel me? Y'all got any questions while I'm setting this up? Y'all got any questions while I'm setting this up? Okay, let me I ain't trading so I can and I'm gonna use that box. So, right, yesterday, let's get into what I did yesterday, right? So, I took 2 trades yesterday. Let me see if I can show y'all that. I took two uh wrong window. Let me see if I can show y'all that real quick. Let me take this right here. I took two trades yesterday. I can't bring that over like that. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Let me see if I could okay. Let me try to I'm gonna try to make this bigger. It won't let me bring that over. Hold on, y'all, hold on, because I can't just take piece of the window. I gotta take the whole window over like this right here. I gotta take the whole thing over. Okay. All right. Okay, let me see if y'all can see that. Okay, yeah, y'all can see that. So, right here, if y'all, I took two trades yesterday, and if y'all notice, right here, this was the first one. This the first one right here. I went in there and I got stopped out here because that's the one where I figured out that I marked it on the wrong time frame, and then so once it came back to where I wanted it to come back to, as you can see, my entry was almost perfect. I almost got it at the low. Matter of fact, what's the low of that candle? The low of that candle is 50. I got it at the low. I got it at the low of that candle. There go my entry right there at 50. And then there go my exit over there. So let me blow this up right here. And that's my exit over here. I got it out at 150 right there. That's my exit at 150. So I got it at the low right there. And then I took it up there. So I ain't take no heat on it. Once I got in the trade, that's pretty cool. I ain't even realize I ain't take no heat on the trade until just now when I was looking at that with y'all. But let me break down what I did right and what I did wrong. I'm gonna leave that right there like that. Right? So here we go. Yesterday, let's get to yesterday, 17th. Okay, yesterday, here we go. So yesterday, what happened? As you can see right here, at this time frame here, we got a fair value gap right there. So when I came in, you know, I'm watching my charts. I'm marking my lines, everything like I normally do. You know what I'm saying? Marking it up. Y'all already know how I do this stuff, right? Marking it up, right? Marking my lows and highs. I'm just marking these right now on this 15 minute because I don't feel like going back up to the 60. So I'm marking my lows and highs, right? I'm bullish. I'm bullish on the day. You know what I'm saying? I want to take it to the upside, right? So when we, because here we go, we made this low right here, right? We made that low right there. But if you notice, just another thing that you got to remember, what I've been back testing. I got this from ICT too. Kashaya. Okay. I'm gonna break the whole thing down. So I was looking at it on the 60, and then I dropped down to the 15 minute, right? And I think what happened was when I was looking at the 15 minute, I wasn't getting nothing that I wanted, and I dropped down to the 5, and unknowingly I end up marking stuff on the 5, and because I end up marking it on the 5. But so right, you see right here, we got a fair value gap. Can y'all see this gap, or do I need to make it darker? Do I need to make that gap darker, or can y'all see it? If you can see it, put a 1 in the chat. If I need to make it darker, put a 2 in the chat. Right? So this 15 minute right now. But what I was saying, remember when you got your bias, this is what I've been back testing. I learned this from ICT. When you got your bias, the opposite color candles should support your bias. Well, Tim, what you mean by that? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. Now my bias is bullish, right? So here we go. We buying up, right? And this is at the end. I want to say this is at the end of the day. I don't want that. This is at the end of the day. Yeah, see, 1600, 1600. This is the end of the day on Wednesday. Wednesday. What date is that? That's the 16th. So yeah, that was Wednesday. That's the end of the day on Wednesday, right? We buying up, buying up, buying up, buying up. And once we start going sideways, I'm like, we gonna continue this bullish pattern. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue this bullish pattern because overnight that night I was trying to sell it back down to here. And the reason why I was trying to sell it back down to this red candle right here is because when you're bullish or bearish, the opposite color candle should support your bias, right? And little Timmy Rogers already asked what I mean by that. And what I mean by that is when you come down to fill this fair value gap, or if you come down attacking this swing low and you're bullish, you know what I'm saying? When you coming down, if this was a swing low right here, instead of just a fair value gap, it was just a regular swing low. When you came down to attack that swing low, or when you coming down to fill this fair value gap, you should not break past this red candle right here. This red candle, which is a bearish candle, should support your bullish sentiment. Meaning, when you're selling down to there, you shouldn't sell past this red candle because this was like a turning point. You know what I'm saying? You made a fair value gap or you made a swing low. So when you selling back down to come, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to go down and get some more money to go back up. You left people right here. You left people in this fair value gap. So you coming to get their money so you can go back up. You feel me? So if this swing right here would have broke through this level right here, then the likelihood of us going back up would have started to lessen. Not saying that it wouldn't have kept going up, but this right here was confirmation that, hey, we do want to go up, right? So that's why I was bullish, right? So with my bullish sentiment, right? If y'all understand what I just said with that, put a 1 in the chat or put got it or put like a little diamond in there or something that you understand, a gem, right? And so I was supposed to mark, if you see this fair value gap right here on the 15-minute, right? That's what I thought I was marking, right? And then it's a fair value gap right up under it, right? So I see that I got 2 fair value gaps, right? Right? I saw that after I realized I marked it wrong. Now, let's get over here and I'm going to show you what I actually marked. Right? When we get over here, this is the chart that I was on, this 5-minute chart. And I actually marked this fair value gap, thinking that I was on the 15-minute chart, right? So when I sold back down into this right here, right, I did my on the spot chart, I did my risk tolerance from above this swing high down, how far I can get into the trade down here, and then once the ES traded to that, you know what I'm saying? That's when I fired on this trade right here. This trade right here, and as you see at the bottom of that red candle is when I went in, and I went in at 75 cents. Right? I went in at 75 cents per contract, got stopped out at 61 cents per contract. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I marked it on the wrong time frame. Now, once I figured that out, right? Once I figured out, oh my Lord, why is it going so far against me? Right? As you can see, I ain't got no fair value gaps down here, nothing down here, you know what I'm saying? It should be running toward, right? Aside from this candle right here, right? Aside from this candle right here, I'm like, what is it running toward, right? Once I figured, then I looked up, and when I looked up, what did I see? Right over here in this top left corner right there, it says 5-minute. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the 5-minute thing. Why I'm not on the 15-minute, right? Click over to the 15-minute. When I click over to the 15-minute, guess what I see, right? The second fair value gap down here, and that the fair value gap is a lot bigger. I'm like, oh my God. So once I noticed that, once it stopped me out, I gained my composure, and then I went back, and that's when I started looking at this fair value gap here, and this fair value gap here, because it stopped me out somewhere around there, right? So once we got down to that fair value gap, that's when I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna either catch it right here where these candles right here meet. I said I'm either catch it where these candles right here meet on the way back up, right? Now, this key point. This key point. Now, my normal contract size for my small account is 4 contracts. I trade 4 contracts, and the max risk tolerance on that is going to be $15 per contract, right? Because you know we already did the math on my small account, 2% of my small account, right? So I got stopped out at my 2%, right? I hit my 2%, right? And so I believed in the position, right? And so I took an L. I took that L. That was one trade, right? I took 2 trades. I took a trade Monday or Tuesday. I got stopped out of them. I took 2 trades. I got stopped out in profit, right? I took another dumb trade chasing something, you know what I'm saying? Got stopped out immediately. I'm talking about, it was like, it said order field. I'm talking about, it was just that quick, and I had got stopped out for like 20% on that trade. It just, I'm talking about, before I could, it was like order field. I was like, I didn't get up from the table. Knocked me out, right? And then I took another trade that went against me. So I was down 3 trades, because the 2 that I took the other day, the one I took yesterday, I'm down 3 trades, right? So I said, okay, I believe it's going to the upside, but I ain't gonna put a whole lot of risk on it, right? I say I'm gonna cut my position size in half. I cut my position size in half, so I did 2 contracts, right? And when I did the 2 contracts, I set the profit target for 200%, right? And the reason I set the profit target for 200% was because that 200% was gonna, if it hit my profit target, it was gonna cover everything that I lost on those 2 stupid trades, 3 stupid trades, counting the one I did yesterday on the wrong time frame. So, but that wasn't really stupid. That was just it was just a mistake. But the other 2 were stupid. But that was just a mistake. And it's gonna wipe out the losses on those and give me a slight bit of profit to have me, you know what I'm saying, basically flat on the week. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying, counting the 2 that I got stopped out in profit and the 1 that I did, it was like maybe, because it was like $30-something left over after it cleared those trades, and then I had 2 that I got stopped out in profit. So it was like maybe, I say maybe about $70-$80. About $70 or $80 on the week. So I just consider that flat. I consider that flat on the week, right? And so that's why I reduced the position size, because I was like, look, I ain't gonna put on no more risk, because I done took 3 stupid trades at my normal position size. So I'm gonna rein it in. I'm gonna lower my position size, right? So if I take the hit, it's less than my normal hit that I'm gonna take. But if I get the win, I'm gonna wipe out all this stupidity, right? That was my thinking behind it, because I really believed in the bullish side, because I told you we didn't take out this red candle here. You know what I'm saying? We didn't take out this intermediate low. So this red candle right there, this intermediate low, and that's an intermediate low. Why? Do anybody know why? See, somebody put in the chat why that's an intermediate low? You know what I'm saying? How about you in the back? You in the back? Do you know why that's an intermediate low? You gonna put it in the chat? I know why it's an intermediate low. Oh, you know why it's an intermediate low, little Timmy Rogers? Okay, you good. You ain't got the answer. I tell you, little Timmy Rogers. This right here is an intermediate low, because we feel this fair value gap over here with that swing low. That swing low filled this fair value gap, so that automatically makes that an intermediate low, right? So we didn't come back and break this intermediate low. This intermediate low didn't break down past this red candle. Remember, the opposite color candles should support your bias, right? And then There you go. Trey, look at Trey up in there, man. Look at Trey up in there. Trey Carter right there. Filled the fair value gap and then break down. Yeah, there you go. Then break the down counter on the way up. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the Spider game know this stuff. Shout out to homie Trey. Trey been doing this thing since way back. Combine bully. Beating the combines up. Okay, so now, you know what I'm saying? I took the trade off of the right fair value gap, and then as you can see, the trade went about its way. So I think I done broke it down clear enough of why I took the trade, the mistake I made, my mindset on it, what I was looking at to give me my bias, what supported my bias. If there's any other questions pertaining to that, put them in the chat and I'll try to make it clearer. You know what I'm saying? If I made it clear, just say you made it clear, Tim. And then I'll pull up my what's the name? Put this back over here. I'm about to fix that later. All right, let's look at this here. The trend. The other night I was going through looking at, y'all remember did I show y'all the spreadsheet I made with the different sectors on it when we was doing checking the trend? Did I show y'all the all right, grandkids portfolio, trade station, right there, sector performance. Did I ever show y'all this right here that I have made? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you care? Okay, all right. Ignore these percentages because I haven't updated these in a while. This was the little spreadsheet that I made. And if you notice, I changed everything to a green color. Well, Tim, why did you change it to green? Because everything that I changed to a green had broke its downtrend. You know what I'm saying? And now we just need for it to test it. And as you see, 10 of the 11 sectors broke its downtrend. Except, I don't think I even drew one on XLP. I didn't draw one on XLP. Yeah, I didn't draw one on XLP because it wasn't really in a trend. It was just kind of consolidating right here. It started to break down a little bit right here at the end. Like after we, you know what I'm saying, we did this on March the 3rd. So March the 3rd is when we did it. We were like in this area here. And then since we've done it, it done started breaking down. Because, you know what I'm saying, like when we did it, I think it was like probably around there like that. Yeah, it was. It wasn't no real trend. You had this one outlier, but we didn't have a trend, so I didn't even mark that. But it started breaking down a little bit, so I ain't worried about that. But XLK, it broke its trend yesterday, and today it's still going, right? Let's look at XLF. XLF broke its trend on the 15th, and it's still going. You know what I'm saying? And looking at XLF, right? So XLF has broken its trend, right? And it's broken a high. It was a fair value gap right in this area right here. Had a fair value gap right there that it went past, right? It broke that swing high, right? It's going up. It would be nice, even from here, if XLF came back down and filled this fair value gap right here, I would be cool with that. If XLF came back down right here, like if XLF just stopped going up where it is right now and came back down and test this and filled this fair value gap and went back up, anything coming back down higher than this trend line, I'm cool with it. I'm like, okay, it's confirmed. They done broke their downtrend. They ready to go up. You know what I'm saying? Now that them broke the trend line, now we waiting for the trigger. You see what I'm saying? On everything. If you looking at each individual sector, I'm just showing, we looking for the same thing on all sectors. Once they break their trend line, we looking for the trigger. And Tim, what's the trigger? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. The trigger is once it break the trend line, it need to come back down and test it, right? And like, even if it had come all the way down to the trend line, long as it don't break it and it makes a higher low and starts to go back up, that's the trigger. Once it makes that higher low and start going, that's the trigger, right? For XLF, I want to see it either come up some more, then come down to this fair value gap right here. You know what I'm saying? Once it hit that fair value gap and turn around, that's the trigger on XLF for me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I looked at XLK. XLK. See, XLK just now getting over the line. What I want to see XLK do, I want to see XLK come up and break this high right here. I want to see it break this high. I want XLK to come up, break that high, then come back down and test the trend line, right? So what's that high right there? What level is that? 155. Let's just say I want to see XLK get up to at least 156 and then come back down and test the trend line for XLK. Then that's when I'll be like, hey, XLK ready to rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it get up to it at least 156, because that's 150. The high of that candle is 155.57. So get up to at least 156. You know what I'm saying? 156 will completely fill in this fair value gap right over here. 156 will completely fill in this fair value gap right here. So at least get up to 156 and then start trading back down. You know what I'm saying? If it did that, and then stay above this right here, right? Stay above this trend line, because as you see, it's a fair value gap down here, right? But I want it to come up. So give it a couple of days so it can come up and then start coming back down to the fair value gap and test it around here so you can make a higher low over here and still take care of this this fair value gap down there. Right? Let's copy this, paste that, boom. Right? So yeah, when you come back down and take care of this fair value gap right here, do it over here sometime. Do it over in April. You know what I'm saying? Don't come back right now and try to do it. Come over here in April sometime. You know what I'm saying? Like mid-April. You know what I'm saying? Come over here mid, let me see. You could do it as far as the beginning of April. At April OPEX week. You know what I'm saying? That's April OPEX. What's April OPEX week? April OPEX week. 1, 2, 3, the 15th. Yep, you can do it around there. Yep, 14. Am I looking at the right thing? Boom, right around. Yeah, you come back and fill the gap right there, you'll be above the trend line. So do that. I want to see it come up here, at least to 160, then come back down to take care of this fair value gap, make a higher low above the trend line, then take off. Right? Let's look at SPY. I don't feel like going through all of them. Y'all want me to go through all? If y'all want me to go through all of them, put a 1 in the chat. I'm just going to look at SPY. If y'all want me to go through all of them, put a 1 in the chat. I go through all of them, but I ain't gonna go through all of them unless y'all want me to. SPY. Let's look at my baby. See what my baby talking about. All right, SPY broke above the trend line yesterday. Yeah, it's still staying above it real good. You see it came back down to it today, but it's, you know, buyers believing in it now. Because yesterday, if I don't know if y'all was watching, but when we got to this trend line yesterday, it started having a real hard time right there. It got real tough, but they closed it out on a good note, right? And as you see, right, I like this right here on the SPY. Well, Tim, why you like that on the SPY? I'm glad you asked that, little Timmy Rogers. You see this swing high right here? You see that swing high right there? It just broke that swing high. That swing high was an intermediate high because it came up and serviced this fair value gap right here. Boom. It serviced that fair value gap right there. Right there. So it serviced that fair value gap right there. It bought these daily candles. It bought it up, serviced this fair value gap, and then sold off. Right? And now we have broken the downtrend line and we have broken an intermediate high. You see what I'm saying? We've broken an intermediate high. So if you was bearish, this red candle right here would have supported your bearishness. You know what I'm saying? This is not saying that it won't drop. It can't drop, but this is a good sign for being bullish because we officially broke this intermediate high. You see what I'm saying? We have broken this intermediate swing high. And so now, only thing I really, it'll be nice to see the SPY get up to 448 and then come back. We got a fair value gap down here. We got a fair value gap to the downside. So if we want to come back and service this fair value gap right here, okay. If we want to service this fair value gap right here, yeah, let's do that around April quad witch, like I said the other one. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that around then. Let's go up here. I love to see it get up to at least 448. You know what I'm saying? We go up to 448. Give me some arrows. Since we talk about my girlfriend, Spalina. Oh, my girlfriend, Spalina. Hit this fair value gap, Spalina. Around 451. Let's hit this fair value gap, Spalina. Hit that 451, right? Then come down around by April quad witch, right? That's gonna give me, is that they're gonna keep my trend intact? Yep. April, get out of there. April quad witch, come down there, fill that fair value gap, and then boom, that's the trigger, right there, right there. Where the trigger at, Tim? Show me the trigger again. Right there, little Timmy Rogers. That's the trigger, right there, right there, right there. Trigger. Pull the trigger, pull the trigger. That's what I want to see right there. And everybody understand why I want to see that? Because we officially broke this intermediate high right here. So that's supporting my my bullish mindset. Because we broke the trend line, right? We broke an intermediate high. Now I want to see us come up to this fair value gap right here. I don't feel like drawing it out. I just use the line. I want us to sell up to it, come back down, service this fair value gap, make a new high, and then go back up. That's the trigger right there. I see some ones in the chat, so we'll keep going through the other ones. XLV, where we left off. Oh, XLV, I ain't playing no games. XLV broke theirs on March the 4th. XLV already retested. It retested on March the 8th, kind of failed it. But on March the 9th and the 10th, it ain't played with it. Went sideways and then ping out. So XLV is officially out of its downtrend. So healthcare, which is one of the top 4, is officially out of its downtrend, which further supports my bullishness on the SPY. I'm feeling good. I'm glad y'all said go through all of them. So XLV is officially out of its downtrend, right? You can start, if you play XLV, you can start looking for reason to go long. Like on, you can, it's buyable pullbacks in my opinion. Hold up. I'm not a financial advisor, not a fiduciary. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice. Do your own research. Investing involves considerable risk, and you should always consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. So if it was me and I played healthcare, I would be looking, if I play XLV, I would be looking any like nice pullback now would be a buyable pullback for leaps or longer term swings on healthcare for me. Why? Why do you say that? Because it was in a downtrend. It broke its downtrend, right? It broke an intermediate high. It broke 1, 2 intermediate highs, and it has already tested its downtrend after breaking it. It broke it, came back. So everything about XLV says, I'm done with the downtrend. I'm out of there. I'm gone. I'm gone, punk. XLY. Okay, XLY, they broke their downtrend line on the 16th, which was Wednesday. They still going up. So XL, what is it? Y, XLY. Okay, we right at a fair value gap here. We got a fair value gap there on XLY that we're in now. We're servicing a fair value gap right now. We touched it here. So this is a good sign. We came up, touched this fair value gap there on, get out of my way, ad. We touched our fair value gap on the 3rd, right? And we broke back down, right? We was testing the trend line there. The trend line won that time. But dig it, we done came back and we've broken intermediate high. So we've broken an intermediate high, right? So it's showing plenty bullishness because we've broken the intermediate high. The red candles are not supporting the bearish mindset right now. Not saying that it won't, but it's not supporting it right now because we've broken an intermediate high, right? So I would like to see it get up to this fair value gap just above it. Don't feel like drawing it out, so I ain't. Get to that fair value gap just above it, then come back down and service this fair value gap right here. Service this fair value gap, and then slip and slide and take it to the house. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see it get up to this fair value gap, pull down, service this fair value gap right here, then slip and slide and take it to the house. Boom. XLY looking real good. It's looking like it's ready to get out of there. XLC, XLV has done it. XLY looking good. What I said? Did I say XLF? XLF, they looking good. Yeah, XLF looking good. It just need to do the retest. XLV has done everything. XLY looking good. It need to go ahead and do it. XLK need to do the retest. I like to see XLK still got a little bit a way to go to me. We got to get up here and break this intermediate high, then come back down and service this fair value gap. XLK still got a little bit of work to go, in my opinion. XLC. What you doing, Tim? You're on the wrong screen, man. XLC. Okay, XLC, just like XLK, got a little bit of work to do. Want to see it get above this intermediate high right here. And then, yeah, want to see it get above this intermediate high here at 68, 87. I want to see it get up to at least 69 and then come back down and service this fair value gap down here at between 66 and 64. You know what I'm saying? Get up to at least 69, then come back down and service that fair value gap between 66 and 64 for XLC. XLC got a little ways to go. XLI. XLI looking good. XLI looking good. Yep, XLI closed above, came back, tested it, and got back above it. So XLI, look, and we broke a intermediate high right here because we came up to this fair value gap there. We broke an intermediate high. So XLI has confirmed that they out of the downtrend. XLI has confirmed that they out of the downtrend too. So if you play XLI, any pullback on XLI is a buyable pullback in Tim Rogers' mind. XLP, this the one that I ain't even marked that, so I'm skipping it. Everybody know XLE been running to the moon. I wouldn't be looking to go long on nothing XLE right now. I wouldn't be looking to go long on nothing XLE, and I suck at playing puts, so I can't help you out on how to play puts on that. How like the cousin say, he know about playing them puts. XLRE, real estate. I don't know anybody that play real estate, but real estate has pretty much, they haven't broken an intermediate high yet, but it's showing strength because once it got past its trend line, it just consolidated and then it broke the consolidation to the upside. So consolidating and then breaking the consolidation to the upside to me is the same thing as going up, pulling back, and going up. It's like what you want to do. What I like to see in a stock or ETF is either you go up, come down, and go back up, or you go up, consolidate, and then keep going up. Like instead of doing the little jink, the little Zorro or whatever you want to call it, Instead of doing that, you do like the like the stair. You like do like a stair step. So the only thing I would like to see it do is break an intermediate high, but I consider this to be the test. It went up, consolidated, and broke to the upside. So I would like to see it break an intermediate high, you know what I'm saying, to confirm this hit like break. If it can get past 48, I'll be happy. But right now it's looking pretty bullish. XLU. XLU. Oh, XLU done confirmed. XLU was the one that was stunting when we did it. XLU done broke to all new highs. They done confirmed they broke all new highs. Got a nice pullback, came down here and serviced this fair value gap right here, right? And then now they consolidating. You know what I'm saying? XLU stunting. Only thing about XLU that I wish it would have did was service this fair value gap right here too. That's the only thing I wish it would have done. But they could always service that in another time. You know what I'm saying? Like on another pullback. They may come back and service that on a future pullback. But XLU, that was the one that was stunned anyway. XLB, last one. XLB. Are y'all getting anything out of this? If y'all getting what's the trigger level? The trigger level is what whatever setup it give you. We'll look at it in a second. But whatever setup it give you. XLB, okay, XLB, they XLB stunting. Look at XLB done popped off. Okay, XLB. Now with XLB, it's looking real strong because it consolidated into its trend line. It didn't just shoot back up to it. So again, this consolidation and then breaking to the upside. If it break, you know, it looking like it want to break to the upside because it consolidated here, dropped a little bit, consolidated here, but then once it got past the trend line, it broke to the upside. So it's looking real strong. So now I just want to see XLB get up to at least like 88, and then it can come back down here and service this fair value gap at 83, between 82 and 83, and then keep going. I don't know about XLB, but everything looking like it's ready to go. All signs in the market is pointing to we ready to go. Now, the only thing we really need is a catalyst to hit all-time highs. The market is showing, hey, we tired of the downtrend. We just based off what I'm seeing on the charts, it's saying we tired of the downtrend, we out of the downtrend, and we ready to go. All we need now is the catalyst. Boogie was asking about what's the trigger level. I don't have a trigger level, Boogie. It's like because it depends on how it play out. You feel me? So what I'm looking at is like I want to get up here to this fair value gap right here, right? So we got a fair value gap right there. Right there. Okay? So we got a fair value gap there. We got an intermediate. See, we broke this intermediate swing high here. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see it break this one and get to this fair value gap. And then once it get to this fair, y'all ain't told me I can't see the screen. Okay. Let me start back over. So I don't have an actual level over here anywhere. But what I want to see is we already broke this intermediate high. So that's supporting my bullish sentiment, right? But what I really would like to see is for it to come up, break this intermediate high right here. It's an intermediate high because it serviced this fair value gap, right? And then either fill this fair value gap or touch it and then sell off and come back and service this fair value gap. And then once we start going back up, I'll just be looking for a setup once we come, because if we come to the bottom of the fair value gap, you know what I'm saying, my entry price might be 428. But if we come to the top of the fair value gap, my entry price might be 433. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I don't have an exact entry level, but it just depends on how the price action move at that time. Okay, what's my entry price gonna be? And for my leaps, I'm shooting for 5% out the money for my strike. You know what I'm saying? 5% out the money for my strike, for my leaps. And then for my shorter swings, you know what I'm saying, anywhere from 1 to 3%, 1 to 2%, you know what I'm saying, for my shorter term leaps. Cause it's like I want my swings to be in the money, in the money. I want the things to be ching 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 ching, printing, printing, printing. You feel me? uh, I appreciate that. uh, what about XLI? We didn't talk about XLI. I thought we talked about XLI. Did I skip XLI? Did I skip XLI? Nah, I did XLI. Yeah, I remember looking at this one. Yeah, I did that. XLI, it already, yeah. XLI already confirmed. Yeah, I remember looking at this one. They already confirmed because they broke their trend. They came back down to test it. You know what I'm saying? They broke their trend here. They came here to this fair value gap right here. They came back down to test the trend, making this intermediate high. You know what I'm saying? Test the trend there, failed. Test the trend again, boom, got above it, and then they broke that intermediate high. So they done broke, tested, and then broke an intermediate high. So XLI, yeah, they good. I remember looking at that one. We did that one. But yeah, that's just a quick recap. That's quick recap. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions from anybody besides Lil Timmy Rogers? Lil Timmy Rogers always asking questions. He a attentive student. We done been on here 51 minutes. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and hanging out with me at lunchtime. Y'all hit the like button too. They say that help when you hit the like button. They say that help when you hit the like button. Somebody said XLY on IG. Yeah, I went over. I done went through all along. You can watch the replay on YouTube if you missed any of it. The replay will be on YouTube. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. All the regulars. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Boogie, I see you. Trey, I see you. Antonio, I see you. Here to learn and share, I see you. You know, I see you. Kashaya. Who else in the building? Toya in the building. Philip in the building. Ajwan in the building. King Illy in the building. Bandu in the building. Bandu. Lex was in the building. She probably sleeping by now. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. If y'all ain't got no question, I'm about to get out of here. Tiff, I know about 29 Tiffany's. Which Tiffany is that? All right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. Hey, Miles, I see you just popped in on IG. I'm about to get off. You can watch the replay on YouTube. We went over trade setup. I broke down a trade that I did yesterday. Gave some information of my thought process of why I did it. People in the chat said it was fire. Percent profit on leaps. I don't have a set percent profit on leaps, but if I got multiple contracts, I shave 75% at 100%, and then I just let the if I only got one contract, once it get up to like 125%, I start a 25% trailing stop. Yep. So I don't have a set target for the leaps, but I got an exit strategy for the leaps, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I want it to go as far as I can, but if I got multiple contracts, I shave 75% of the position at 100%. Then I leave the runner, and then once the runner get up to like 125%, I start a 25% trailing stop, and then I use a mental stop loss on the leaps. I use a mental stop loss on the leaps when I first get into them because they so far out, and if we have like a lot of volatility, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wait for the retrace, because back when I first started doing this and I was getting my leaps was get beat down so far because I was just jumping in without, you know what I'm saying, really having a strategic entry. I was just jumping in, and some of them got beat down, and I end up getting out, and then they end up coming back and doing something after I got out. who should I holler at about information on combines? Uh, Spicy know about combines. Draco know about combines. Trey, Trey know about combines. Like they can point you in the right direction of like where to go. Boyd, the homie Boyd know about combines. You know what I'm saying? They can point you in a direction to like what's a good combine, cause like Draco, Boyd, Trey, Spicy, all of them they've done combines, so they at least know one that you can go to. You feel me? So Larry, I think Larry know about combines. Coach, I think his IG is like Coach LW. Larry know about combines, I believe. Who else know about combines? Uh, Jay the trader, he know about combines. Um, it's a few people. I done throwed a few names out there. Just holler at any of them cousins. And they can point you in the right direction. I don't do combines cause man, I'm happily retired and combines feel like work. Now, you know what I'm saying? I know you trading other people money, but when you trading other people money, you working for other people. So I just don't do the combine thing. I mean, I get the principle. It makes sense because, you know what I'm saying, you can make money without risking your own capital, but you got to answer to them folk. And I left my job. I retired. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Hey, look here, man. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be. I appreciate y'all pulling up. I hope y'all got something out of this, man. If y'all got anything out of this, share this with every cousin you can think will get something out of this. Share it with them. Share it on your IG. Copy the link and text it to them. Share this with every cousin you think will get something out of this, because I don't want no cousin left behind. We gonna build this new Wakanda together. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna build this new Wakanda together. And man, till the next time, y'all know what it is, man. Gone.